So I made a video, and this is just a quick preface. The video is not details from the Brahma Sutras or from the Upanishads. It's not talking about Nirguna Brahman. It's talking about Saguna Brahman and non-duality from the Vyavahara perspective. So it's non-duality from the point of duality. It's non-duality in the living, waking world and what the realization means. Not nirgunam realization, just the realization of non-duality, of jiva-ishvara-aikyam. So please don't dissect it analytically, because it's not designed for that, and you're gonna just punch it full of holes. I've kept the terminology simple. I want it to be accessible to beginners, and I also want it to have some sort of meaning to people who are also advanced. But if you poke the terminology and put it under rigorous scrutiny, it's not going to hold up because it's not designed for that. I hope you enjoy. Hello. Making video because I want to try and explain Advaita Vedanta, and I'm going to try and keep it short, but I want to do a good job too. So think about, for just a second before we go into anything, think about water. What is it that makes water water? What are its qualities? So water's wet. It's the wetness of the water that makes water watery. That's one quality it has. It's also colorless. So water's colorless. That's the second quality. And a third quality is that it's loose. It's loosely bonded. It's fluid. It fills whatever container you put it in, right? So it's fluid. So that's the three qualities of water. It's wet, it's colorless, and it's fluid. And anything has qualities. So take wood, for example, is brown. That's a basic quality. So qualities is what makes them, right? So what makes a wood wood? Well, it's hard. It's brown, whatever the qualities are. So for Advaita Vedanta, I want you to pretend for a moment, or think of a substance for now, a substance that is three qualities. And the qualities of this substance is existence. So the actual isness, the ability to be, actual existence. So that chair is. Anything that is exists. So that isness. And also consciousness and limitlessness. Say limitlessness, infinite. And next to it, imagine a lump of clay. Okay, so we have two substances. Now, anything you make out of the clay right? Say we make a bangle out of clay. And you paint the bangle, and you make it look really nice, and you put little gems in it and stuff, right? And you give it to someone and you say, what qualities does this bangle have? They're gonna say, oh, it's such a nice blue. Oh, and it's shiny, and it's got this little gem in it, or whatever. And that's the qualities they're going to tell you. But the real substance to the bangle is clay, because we can paint over it, or we can scratch the blue off, or we can put new rocks on it. All that stuff we can change. We can change all of that. But so we could take it away. We can take the bangle. We can smash it to pieces. But what we can't subtract is the clay, because where's the damn bracelet or the bangle if there is no clay? So the clay is the substance. And then, so we have two here. All right, so now let's focus on the other one. This one is made of existence, consciousness, and limitlessness. So now, whatever gets made out of this has to have those principles as their qualities underneath the superficial qualities. So in the bracelet, we had a color, and we had gemstones, we had all this stuff, but underneath it was clay. So anything we make out of this, a tree, a planet, a person, is going to be underneath that is going to be existence, consciousness, and limitlessness. And those qualities will manifest within it. Upon certain conditions, different ones will manifest. So the limitlessness is just the fact that it can take any form, this substance. Just like a ball of clay is limitless in what you can make out of it. Anything you can think of, right? The clay makes it. Anything that can be, that's limitlessness. It is the basis of anything. All right? Existence, consciousness, and limitlessness. So anything that's made out of these has the qualities, and they will manifest in different proportions depending on the qualities of that particular thing. Okay, so I can't go into the qualities. I can't go into the gunas because it'll take too long. But there's different ways for this substance to manifest. Okay, so different qualities. There's three ways for it to manifest. That's knowledge, action, and inertia. I have to say this a little bit. So the knowledge, sattva, the ability to move, rajas, and inertia. So complete dullness. Now these three combined, okay, into all these elements, right? So water will be not so much inertia because, like we said earlier, it's loosely bonded. So be a lot, work it out. That's not what the video is about. I'm sorry. But anyway, anything that these manifest into will have the qualities of, so any of these elements will have the qualities of Sat, Chit, Ananta. Okay? not Ananda. Ananda is what we experience from knowingness, right? That's the good stuff. That's why we're doing this. But the actual quality of existence is better to call it Ananta. And that's according to Swami Dayananda. If you want to look that up, he says that, not me. Okay? So anything that's made of these, anything these elements make is going to have Sat Chit Ananta. Okay? Now, a rock is very much heavy in a composition of inertia. So it's very predominantly tamasic. And so consciousness will not shine in that. But when there's a living being, the subtle body of the human being is sattvic, particularly the buddhi is very sattvic. It's almost purely sattva. And so consciousness, from consciousness existence, ananta, will manifest in the buddhi. And now I need to tell you why. So if I take a flame and I apply it to a piece of wood, the wood will just char and burn. Or plastic, or, fire destroys a lot of stuff. But there's one substance that I can think of that it doesn't get destroyed. It actually takes the qualities of the fire. So remember, the qualities of water is wetness, fluidity, and colorlessness. So the qualities of the fire get borrowed by this one. So take metal. So if you take a fire and you apply flame to a metal, the metal doesn't get destroyed. It actually just gets hot. So it borrows the heat. And if you keep heating it, eventually it'll glow. So now the metal that had its own qualities, its own set of qualities that were its qualities, okay? For example, it was hard. It was probably cold. Whatever the qualities of the metal are. Now they have two more qualities. This metal has heat and it glows. So it has additional properties that it's borrowed, and if you take away the flame, then it goes back to being just its own set of qualities. So in certain materials, if you apply the heat from flame, the hotness and the brightness from the flame get borrowed in that substance. So for some substances, anything made of Satchit Ananda or Ananta, some compositions, some various compositions of those elements, the way they construct themselves, sometimes they will borrow the consciousness. From Satchit Ananta Brahman. And so anything that's alive that has a subtle body in it, the subtle body, and particularly the buddhi, is what is reactive and will borrow these qualities. And so anything alive has a subtle body. So anything alive that's made of Brahman, Okay, remember, everything's made of Brahman, this substance. Okay, this is my story. Just play along with me for a minute. Anything that's made of this substance will have Sat, Chit, Ananta. And sometimes if you use the right composition, then that that Chit will reflect in very highly sattvic material, matter. And that's why living beings are conscious. Because all this substance is Brahman. This is Brahman. All of it. Every single thing. And all of it has Sat and Chit in it. But only I'm conscious because I have a subtle body. So this is Brahman. You're in Brahman. You're looking at Brahman. You're aware of Brahman because of Brahman. That's non-duality.